Self-Love is the New Sexy, the podcast devoted to helping you overcome life's most painful and stubborn challenges so you can feel great, have more energy, and live stress-free every day. To reach your full potential, simply work with the powerful spiritual principles that are readily accessible to everyone. It's easier than you think, and on today's show, W. Mark Watts is going to show you how starting with self-love is the key to joyously and harmoniously making that happen.
Hey everybody, it's W. Mark Watts, and welcome to another episode of Self-Love is the New Sexy. Thanks for hanging out with me again if you're returning, and thank you for hanging out with me for the first time if this is your first episode hanging out with the tribe. One quick note before we get into today's podcast is my email for the last couple months has not been working, has been malfunctioning, but it is all fixed now and has been tested for several days, and it is working beautifully again. So I sincerely apologize to those who may have emailed me at friends@wmarkwatts.com within the last 2 months, because it's 99% chance that we did not get those emails. So again, I apologize sincerely, but there was a kind of a hidden issue with our email servers, but it's been rectified. We're all ready to rock and roll now. So if you feel the need or the desire to email us, email me at friends, FRIENDS @wmarkwatts.com. We will get it. We like hellos. We like welcomes. We like updates. We like questions. Whatever you want to offer, we're there. And of course, you can hit us up on social media. Instagram is my hot topic right now, so I'm learning more about that and how to use that. So you can hit me up on Instagram at WMarkWatts, and then some people find me on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook as well. So let's get into today's episode because it's actually kind of funny. Get it? No pun intended. Today's episode is simply about the importance of laughter in life in general, but particularly when you're on this self-love journey, or when when we're really committing to a self-love journey. And I don't think people talk about it enough. And I know I haven't talked about it enough. And I was reminded a couple times today throughout my daily journey. And so then that struck that's something I need to talk about in the show. Number one is I had several different instances where something just tickled me to no end, and I was just laughing. One of them was at work today. The other one was at home tonight. I'm on YouTube. As I told you guys, one of my favorite practices is finding things that make me laugh, that make me feel good. And I happened upon a video of looks like maybe some Arab guys somewhere in the desert or maybe in a park, and there's a camel that's at the car. And so there's a guy in the driver's seat, and then there's a guy in the passenger seat. Well, the guy in the passenger seat and the camel is on the driver's side of the car, and the window's down. So the guy in the passenger seat is feeding the camel, and he's putting the food close to the guy in the driver's seat because the guy in the driver's seat is very uncomfortable and obviously does not want to get close to this camel. And if you know animals, when there's free food, they don't care about us. They will go through you to get to the food. So the camel's got his head literally inside the car, getting the bananas and the bread and whatever else the guy's feeding. And no matter how much the driver moves, the passenger continues to put the food close to the guy's head. So the camel is consistently coming at the driver's head, and the guy's just squirming, and he's moving, and he's ducking. And I mean, it is just hilarious. And the camel could care less. All the camel knows is it's getting some free food. So it just continues to move forward. And this goes on for several minutes. And that just cracked me up, because if you got to see this guy squirming, I mean, he's leaning back, he's leaning forward, he's ducking and dodging, he's trying to cover up, and nothing works. The guy's just really really making a fool of himself, or the passengers really just giving him a hard time. So I laughed at that really hard, so much so that my face started hurting, my stomach started hurting. And then the final piece of the puzzle for me was I was working with a client this evening, and for some reason I just felt that this client needed to laugh, needed something fun to really just, to break up the monotony, which is how we started to get the session started. Was my thought was, I want to lighten the mood because it seemed a little dark. And so when we started down that path, it just continued on and on. And so we ended up laughing for a good bit of the session. And at the end of the session, the client told me, this was probably one of the best sessions I've had, not only in general, but lately. It's one of the best things that has happened to me. And so that hit me, and I thought, wow, that's pretty interesting, because it was a very basic meeting, but we did laugh quite a bit, and we enjoyed that moment. And I know that I felt a lot better after it was over, and obviously the client did as well. And so that really resonated with me. And so I just wanted to come on tonight and just reiterate the fact that how important laughter is. So, of course, I did some research like I always do on a lot of the things that I talk about. And you can look this up on Google. I'm not going to waste the time to read you facts, because you can look that up anytime you want to. But there are scientific studies by doctors and scientists and people who have nothing else to do but study these specific aspects of our personality and our physical life, physical nature. There's scientific studies that laughter may reduce your blood pressure. Laughter improves your immune system. Laughter can reduce anxiety and negative emotions. Laughter it's almost like a natural antidepressant. So there's so many reasons, and so many scientifically substantiated reasons why you need to laugh more. And I can tell you for a fact that amongst the many things that I did and the many practices, when I was at one of the many valleys in my life, was I started to realize that I was not laughing, I was not having fun, and I was not enjoying my life. And it wasn't just because of what may have been happening in that moment, but it was overall, I wasn't doing a good job. I wasn't committed to having fun. I wasn't committing to laughter. And again, having fun for me begins with finding some ways to laugh. And so now I really make it a point to consistently seek out things that make me laugh, whether it be, comedy shows, whether it be, TV sitcoms, whether it be actual comedians watching and listening to their jokes, whether it be the funny videos on YouTube that I find, whether it be, finding reasons to laugh at work or with the client or with my friends, just doing my best to take every opportunity to have fun. And so I came across one fact that I thought was really interesting as well, that there's actually a thing called laughter yoga. That's right, laughter yoga. And I'm like, are you serious? Yoga is just moving into all aspects of our lives, as well it should, because it's a very good practice, even though I don't do it very much now. But I can see that becoming a part of my repertoire in the future, but just not right now. But anyway, it's very simple. The leader of the class or group basically will, use various means to make the class laugh from 45 seconds to a minute. And then after that, they go into the yoga breathing exercises and potentially poses and what have you, depending on, what type of class you're in. And that can go on for the next 20 to 30 minutes. And so researchers have found that after that yoga session, where it's followed by deep breathing and stretching, there was some reduction in the members' systolic blood pressure and a significant change to the baseline of their body chemistry. And, in addition to that, cortisol, which is a measure of stress, it's a chemical that measures the level of stress that you're under, was also reduced. And again, the key component started with laughter. So I'm not going to sit and harp on this too long today. I want this to be one of the shorter episodes because I think you get the point. But if you don't, I'll say it one more time before I end tonight. And it's that laughter, enjoyment, fun, lightheartedness has to be a key ingredient in a daily part of our lives. And if it's not for you, and I get it, I understand there are things that prohibit us from, or could prohibit us from seeing that each and every day. But I must commit to finding that joy and that laughter in each and every day, particularly. And so here's what I did early on was when because I figured, I was like, how do I commit this to practice? Like, do you put that on your schedule? Hey, make sure you laugh today. You could put a little note up on your mirror every morning so that you see it when you wake up. So what I did was I thought I'm really good with associations. So I said, hey, anytime I start to feel bad or I'm having a bad day or something negative comes my way, that I'll use that as my cue to then do the opposite and find something that makes me feel good, that makes me smile, that makes me laugh. That's one thing that I do on a consistent basis. So now anytime I'm feeling a little down in the dumps or a little sad or, lonely or whatever those emotions are that we all, come across throughout our daily routines, it reminds me. That's my reminder. And after you do that for so long, it becomes second nature to you. And you really start to do it automatically. Like now, I don't even really think about it anymore. I know when I start to, I can feel that negative energy coming, and I'm almost immediately, I'll do whatever the fastest thing is I can do. Whether I can turn the TV on or, we've all got our phones with us. I can go to YouTube real quick and look up funny jokes or whatever I want. And instantly I find something that makes me smile. Or I look at something that warms my heart. Like I love big cats. I love lions, tigers, leopards, panthers. So I'll find some animal videos. So I love nature. And I'll find something that just really makes me feel good. So I invite you to try that because, as you can see, not only has science proven how important and healthy laughter is, it is one of the key ingredients just because of all that it does for us. And it, makes us use all of those beautiful facial muscles that we have. And life just goes by so much easier when you make a point to laugh. Again, I can't remember the number of laughs that I had today that just, really stomach hurting laughs and chuckles. And so just make it a point. And I'm not going to belabor this anymore. I'm going to get out of here. But make it a point to find the joy, laugh every day as much as you possibly can. Even if it hurts your face, even if it hurts your stomach, your body will appreciate it and you will appreciate it. It just picks up your energy and it just makes this whole self-love journey such an easier pill to swallow each and every day. So that's all I got for you. Please, please, please laugh more. Do it as much as you possibly can. Share the wealth. Make other people laugh. Turn this thing into a big party and just enjoy each and every moment that we have because everything is so special. So until we do this again, be good, laugh, share, enjoy one another. Most importantly, enjoy yourself because you are the only one you have. I'll talk with you all again very soon. Bye now.
You've been listening to Self-Love is the New Sexy with W. Mark Watts. If you enjoyed today's show, be sure to tell a friend. Also, make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing to our show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you listen to podcasts.